Why are runs batted in, RBI not a perfect stat? Imagine a player who drives in a lot of runs, but is that the full story of their hitting ability? Runs batted in, or RBI, is a traditional stat that counts how many runs a batter causes to score through hits, walks, sacrifices, or other plays. It's been used for over a century to judge hitters, but it's not a perfect measure of their true offensive value. The main reason is that RBI depends heavily on opportunities. A player can only drive in runs if there are runners on base when they come up to bat. If a batter hits with no one on base, they can't add to their RBI total. So, a player hitting in the middle of the lineup with teammates who get on base often will naturally have more RBI than someone hitting lower or on a weaker team. This means two players with the same hitting skills could have very different RBI totals just because of where they bat and who their teammates are. Another issue is that RBI doesn't consider how the run was scored. For example, a home run with the bases loaded counts the same as a weak groundout that scores a runner from third. But the home run is clearly more impressive and valuable. Similarly, hitting doubles with runners in scoring position might create more chances to score runs than singles, but RBI doesn't tell us the difference between these outcomes. RBI also doesn't adjust for the game situation. Coming up with the bases loaded and no outs is a much better chance to drive in runs than batting with the bases empty and to outs. Traditional RBI totals don't reflect these differences, making it hard to compare players fairly. Advanced stats like run expectancy or base runner scored percentage try to fix this by measuring how a player's actions change the team's expected runs, giving a clearer picture of their true contribution. Studies show that clutch hitting, performing better with runners in scoring position, is not a repeatable skill. Most players perform about the same whether they have runners on base or not. So, high RBI totals often come down to opportunity rather than skill. This makes RBI less reliable as a standalone measure of a player's ability. Historically, RBI has been used to celebrate offensive stars like Babe Ruth and Hank Aaron. But as baseball analysis has improved, fans and experts now see RBI as more of a team-dependent stat that reflects circumstance as much as individual talent. Modern metrics like on-base percentage, slugging percentage, and weighted runs created give a better sense of a player's true offensive impact. In practical terms, RBI can highlight players who come through in key moments, but it shouldn't be used alone to judge a hitter's overall worth. It's part of the story, but not the whole story. When comparing players across different teams or eras, more advanced and context-aware stats are much more accurate. To sum up, RBI is not a perfect stat because it's heavily influenced by outside factors, doesn't differentiate between types of hits or situations, and doesn't adjust for the opportunities a player gets. While it has a long history and remains part of baseball's tradition, modern analysis shows its limitations. More complete metrics help us better understand who really contributes to scoring runs and winning games.